Hey everyone. Hello, perfectly on time. Good evening, everybody, and good morning to some of you from US time zone. Sriram here in ShriLearning, and this is on a Friday meeting. Okay, happy to see you all. I believe you are all doing great. Health ratio is getting better. COVID cases are going down. So more injections are coming up, medicines are coming up, they're getting better. I know some of you are impacted with your relatives. Take good care. Please don't go out. Stay home for another few more weeks. I'm sure we're all going to be great. Thanks all for joining here. And today we're going to have some exciting discussion for next 1 hour, something on schedule. One of the interesting topic. We'll talk about it. Before that, quickly take a look of people who are joined here, and some of them are on YouTube. I welcome you all. Thanks for being here. Let me quickly take a look while I have. Okay, I have a few bunch of people coming in. Getting to call on Friday is not an easy thing. Yeah, usually Friday, when you want to close a job in India time zone, that is a time we will get a call from the senior management. Hey, can you give me this report? Right? It happens. Even for me, I had a call at least 2 minutes before. I had to drop, just run here and join the call. So that's how life is, corporate life. But good thing, right? Only when you're so busy, you learn a lot of things. If you're so much free enough, I don't think you learn. Monday to Friday, full packed for me, job left and right. So Friday night, it starts with this discussion. And again, Saturday, Sunday will be of Agile, PMP classes left and right. Going to be interesting. Okay, just confirm me. You are able to hear me well. You are able to see me, and we'll start the conversation. Right. Great, good. All in shape. Very good. Good to know. And for exciting news is that tomorrow is May 29th, a new batch of PMPs is starting. Ooh, much excited. I meet people every month, bunch of people. Okay. And every time I feel excited because it gives new energy to talk to people and listen to them. Maybe I'm like this from my school days and college days. I love to talk to people and listen to people and also share knowledge. And that's really helping a lot now. We're allowed to meet people. I have batches from past years. Some of them want to come back again, listen to classes again. That's really interesting. That shows that they want to be part of this group. Thanks for all the audience being here. And again, once again, thanks all for being here on time. Let's kickstart. Okay, I'm seeing some of the messages in YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow in YouTube. Yes, Sudeep, welcome. Somebody says, Shriram, new background. God's sake, you guys are following me. Okay, hope this background gives you no distraction. You can see only me, right? So because sometimes the background is distracting, thought of having something good for you. Okay, we're trying to improve every batch, something good, right? That's how it is. People are watching more. That's great. Good. I was in some office work, some office calls were going. So I had to be so good looking in a normal shirt. Usually I'd be in t-shirt, right? So I have to jump from there. Thanks a lot. We'll get inside. So what I have for you today, first thing first, I'll bring some slides. Right. That's nice. Okay. I have some slides. Shrim, can't you start without slides? I can do, but how long you will watch my face? Right? It'll be so boring. Okay, good news here. I have at least 5 or 6 people in the last couple of days cleared PMP. So what happened is PMI have not released many of the certificates, including PMI-ACP, Agile Certified. So all the certificates were in hold from May 14 or 15 timeline. Now all the certificates are coming up. Now you will see LinkedIn suddenly busy. Not only from our institute, it could be from other institutes also. So you will see more posts coming up in LinkedIn telling that, hey, I have cleared PMP, right? That's going to happen. Okay, great. Just a minute. I'm just getting to rhythm. Okay, good. So I'm bringing up the content for you, which is going to be visible for you now. Right. Just confirm me you see a slide. Okay. If you confirm that, let's get inside. Okay, well and good. Great. You can see the content. So now what I did is today, let's have some discussion. So every week we are doing this. This is for the people who completed PMP with us. This is also for the people who do it from different institutes. We have millions of population working for towards leadership and management. It is not really wise to think that only our candidates and students learn knowledge. Anybody should learn knowledge because leadership is all about sharing. So we have a few hundreds of people every time participating with us. They're also benefiting here. Thanks to all the people watching here. Now getting to this, what I'm doing is, or what we ShriLearning doing is, of course, we have private classes happening on weekends. Apart from that, we are trying to give some portion of knowledge on every week basis. What is the intention of this? The PMP, or the project management or leadership, which is old of thousands and thousands of years, so vast subject. You cannot eat it at one shot. So we have to go small portion. And also people started preparing to various reasons. They see some gap in their preparation. Sometimes these kind of classes can give little energy for you to come back on track. That's a one intention. See, when I started training as a PMP coach, I never had in my mind I will have an institute where I will be coaching thousands of people every year. But at the same time, I've just started to help people. I'm still with the same mindset. Some friends around me who is trying for growing up in life, I'm helping them. We have the same mindset. That's the reason if you find with the ShriLearning, always we'll try to help people. It could be material, it could be giving support. Some other thing we'll keep on doing. It's nothing but a friendly activity. So this weekend session is also our fun of friendly activity. So take it as a small push for your learning process, because in this 1 hour, we can have only a small portion of subject. We cannot cover all the subject, but I will try as my best to give you knowledge. Hope that deal is good. Hope you are good with my deal. Okay, with this, what we'll do is we will get to the subject. In the subject, what I mean here is it's a PMP 2021. This is current year model. So we have something called content outline. We have something called exam lessons format. Now, what PMI has done is they have given a bunch of things called as content outline. Nearly 36 tasks are there. Now, these tasks are grouped into lessons. So to make you understand better, I'm going to touch a place called lesson 2. So lesson 1 talks about people. Lesson 2 talks about how the process works. What do you mean by process? Now we have something called starting the project. A lesson is called starting the project. To kickstart a project or to do a project work, we need some sort of planning. Planning could be of requirements, planning could be at the cost, planning on the area of risk, planning on the area of procurement, planning could be on the schedule. Some more is also there, like quality also there. Now, point here is, let us see what scheduling does in project management. Don't see only from the perspective of PMP. It's okay, you go for PMP or you may not go for PMP exam. That's okay, different. But let's see generally how timing and scheduling in project is important. If you understand that, chances are when Monday you go back to your work, you will be a little more efficient than before, right? See, my one intention in the program is not only getting PMP certified. You should be efficient, even though you have a certificate. But if you're not efficient, your package will not improve. First of all, you won't be satisfied. You do a work Friday night, you close your laptop or lock your office and start from there. You should be happy, right? While driving back to home, or you should be satisfied. That satisfaction will happen only when you understand what you do. If you don't understand what you do, you will do haphazard. Since you do haphazard, you will also be dissatisfied. That's not going to be a good life. So let's try to do the better job. How to do, that's what we're going to see next few minutes. Stay tuned. Let's go a little more deep. What I have, maybe to kickstart, I want to talk a topic. Am I ready? Okay. This question keep coming up. This is not for schedule management, overall for any examination. Today we'll talk about PMP. Specifically in PMP exam, there is always a question, am I ready for the exam? This could be for the people who started in the year 2020 preparation. There could be some people who started preparation in 2021, January, February, March, April. I have a bunch of people doing classes with me, but always one question getting repeated is, am I ready? Now, this question, don't feel bad, don't feel shy. It's a common question. The reason is, since the subject is so vast, we don't know how much we read so far. It could have gone weeks of time, it could have gone months of time. Here and there, you read something. You don't know whether you're done with your food or some remaining food is there, right? It's something like that. And you don't know when to go for the exam. This is a common question. Anybody here have this kind of question in this group? Anybody feel in this group? Yeah, Shriram, I don't know. Am I ready? Okay, I'm getting me too. Some of them, yes. Okay, I'm seeing some of them in YouTube also. So the point is, this question was there for me also when I was preparing. At least now, these years, we have a lot of YouTube channels. At least you have some institutes who are giving some free classes. Imagine the day some years back, nothing will be free. Okay, people kept it as a secret agenda. Okay, let's park that. Come to the situation here. This is a common question for many of us because we are a working professional, or you may be a mom with the kids you have to take care. You may be a dad, you have to take care of your parents and family and job. Lots of stuff are there. Now, how to test the water is there is no fine day called as you are ready. The fine day is you have to take one full exam, right? So that's a starting point. Shriram, how to do that? Whenever I'm practicing small chapter tests, I'm getting demotivated because my scores are not good. Or Rahul is posting every day 10 questions in a WhatsApp group. I'm attending those questions, but nothing comes up correct. Unfortunately, all goes wrong, or 3 or 4 gets correct. Fluke, nothing on a real situation. If this is the case, one, we didn't read the book properly. We were jumping between the books here and there. If we read the book properly at least once fully, you will get at least a 55 to 60% mark. What I'm telling is starting stage. That's a stage you get in a small test. So, Sriram, when I will call myself ready, you didn't answer my question. If you ask me, the question is read either of one book, PMBOK or Rita, one time fully. Sriram, I read it, man, but I don't feel I understood. I just read, that's it. Don't ask me any question. I don't know anything at all. I read the chapter 4. I forgot chapter 1. Something like this, many people complain. To answer your question, this is a common disease all over the world. If you read chapter 4, chapter 1 is gone. Now, don't worry whether you remember it or not. Have you read the book? That's a message. If you tell me yes, if you give me yes, I read all the chapters, either in PMBOK or Rita. I have taken all the chapter tests in Rita. If you give me yes, it means you are ready for PMP. God, man. Seriously? Seriously? Yes, seriously. Don't underestimate human brain. Human brain is amazing. You may think you don't remember, but it will come at the right time. And believe me, it will come at the right time. That is how human brain is. Shriram, I'm not intellectual. PMP is not an intellectual exam. Anybody can become a politician. Anybody can become a world leader. Then PMP is also open for anybody because it's an open subject. Some internet channels, I'm thinking they're talking PMP as nothing is there. It's a normal certificate. Anybody with this basic common sense can clear this exam. So point is, once you read this book, you are clear. Okay. Now what to do, am I ready means take one full exam. Could be any simulator. For example, ShriLearning, we have one simulator. Go and take that 180 questions exam. See what is your score. That's your starting point. Take the first full exam, share me the scores. I will tell you where you stand. From there, I will push you within next 15 to 20 days, your PMP. That's it, right? So let me pass it here. So can we take this as a system? Are you good now? Can you go back and check whether you read all the book content at least once and take one full exam? Don't wait for a full moon day to start preparation. Do right now. Okay. That's good, I believe. Anyway, we will talk more in tomorrow class. Tomorrow we have a new PMP class starting. Lot philosophy, lot psychology coming there. Okay, let's go. Let's get inside. Here we go. Let's start with the project scheduling part. Now, in this screen, you will see some important intents. What I want to show is first, see, I know your eyes would have gone on the picture on the right side. There is an engineering work happening, some maybe a bridge, stadium, some construction work. And some kids are, tell me what they're doing, kids here. Can you tell me? Three kids are around, the family is there. What they're doing? Something happening there? Can somebody make a guess of it? Could be a function, could be a party. Something is happening, right? So if I consider that as a project, top one is a project, the bottom is also as a project. Both the project are, one is involved by the family, one is involved by the specific engineers who are trained for it. Specific managers are trained for it. But the project, what you see down with the family, nobody trained, but they are very involved. There's a difference between trained and involved. Okay. When you're involved, you'll be so committed to do whatever you want to do. When you are trained, you are good until your package is good or some other motivation. Okay, let's park that. Go to the left side. If you see any project, these three things will play a big role. Shriram, what is the big things, man? I will tell, scope of the project plays a very important role, planning the timeline of the project. Scope means a requirement of the project. It could be agile, non-agile, or predictive, whatever model you call, scope is important. Risk decides most of the timing of the project. The risk which we are going to attend, the dependency-based risk. There are a lot of risk which can anticipate can happen. The spare parts coming a little late, or the planning department team can consume more time, design department can consume more time, or the quality team can handle the project pretty early also. So risk which is being anticipating and the requirement, these two rolling balls, very important in deciding your project timeline. Okay, very good. Apart from this, what is there? What is the risk cost? Some of the material and spare parts which you feel you want in the month of July or you want in the month of November has a difference, right? If I get some spare parts in the month of November, for which I wait for my project detail to move forward, that's going to consume a time. So point is, you will understand which timeline you will deliver so that you save some cost or you will improve your cost performance. Now, cost is going to play the role, risk is going to play the role, and requirement is going to play the role. Rest also will play the role. The major thing, these things are going to play the role. Of course, another important factor is that starts with R. Do anybody know that? One more is that. Another one starts with R. That also play the major role in your time management. What is that? Let me see your chat message. Okay, somebody rightly said resource. Oh, man. Okay, resource plays a big role, right? So perfectly, rightly said in the chat message. Resource plays a big role. You know, what do you mean by resource, man? Can you tell me? If you ask me what is a resource, it could be people is a resource. And you have, you have computers, hardware device, or bookline machines, cement packs, raw materials, equipment. These are all resources. Resource also plays a vital role in your time management. Very good. So now, if you watch out, these parameters are going to play a big role in deciding your time. Let's walk a little more to see what all will contribute to the time management. But for now, understand, time management is very crucial in a project management life. It could be a short-term project, long-term project, or something predictive, something adaptive. You go to any nature of the project management, timing is very important. Why Shriram timing is important? Do you mean if I deliver late, I will get penalty? Do you mean I deliver late, I may lose a value with the customer? If you ask me, yes, those are the basic. But beyond that, if somebody is asking you something, there is a need for that. That's the reason they're asking you. If I go to the restaurant, I'm ordering for some food. I would expect a food will be served between 10 to 18 or 20 minutes max. That's a time. 10 to 20 is a max. Your threshold, that's a threshold. Now, when a client or customer comes to the restaurant, either they're not much hungry or pretty hungry, isn't it? Either hungry or not hungry, their time limit is 10 to 20 minutes. If you don't deliver within this time, you can see the face reaction changes. They don't like your hotel. They may write a different review. They don't want to come back. First of all, you lost the human value. What is human value? When somebody is in thirst and looking for a water, if you hold a water bottle with you and if you don't give it on time, that's a bad thing, right? You lose the human value. Leave the business, all the stuff. Human value is very important. To address the human value, timing is very important. So how to follow timing is understanding these parameters, whatever we spoke here, will help you to handle timing. Shyam, the philosophy looks good in exam. This is how the question will be. Of course it is. See, PMP, I look at an exam which talks about more of philosophy, psychology, plus management, all comes together. Now, if you look at time management, you should have a good knowledge of when the requirement should be gathered. You should have a knowledge of how you can handle the risk effectively. How can you balance the cost? How can you balance a quality parameter? When you bring together, time management happens very smoothly. Still, there are a number of projects get delayed on the deliverable. Various reasons are there, but the book says it's more than 75% of the projects not delivered on time. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, let me go a little more. We may be part of that project. Who knows? You and me may be working in a project which is not delivered on time, right? Okay, now let's go to the PMI terms. Shriram, what is this PMI terms? PMI stands for Project Management Institute, who formed in 1969. From the year 1969, they started pronouncing certain terminologies and names. I mean, names and terminologies which they use, which is called as international terminology. When you go for any interview, when you go for any job search or anything on a promotion, or at least your client talk, you should use these terminologies which will map with the discussion. If not, it will be like alien. That's the reason people come for learning PMP. See, learning PMP is not only certificate, the language. If you want to be in Germany, you have to learn German. Same way, if you want to be in the leadership role, you should at least read PMP once. Whether you clear the exam or not, you go to exam or not, at least read the book once, because that language is important. Now let's go to the language. The language here used called activities. Okay, I don't want to jump too deep inside because of limited time. Activities is the smallest portion of work in a whole project. When you complete it, it will help your project to move little forward. Okay, if in this room I want to make it as a training room, I have to do some soundproof, I have to do some back screens for me, lighting. These are activities. If I do only these activities, my room is ready. My room is a one feature. My room is a work package. So these are the terminology. I use the word feature, I use the word work package, and then I will tell WBS, then I'll tell activities. Below activities, there is something called task. Task is usually used as an informal word. Even you read the PMI books, there they use the word task, they'll call themselves in the bracket informal. Task is not a formal word. Activity is a formal word. Okay, let's not worry about too much that now. Now, from where this activity comes, Shriram? Shriram, can you give me some heads up? Okay, I'll try to. What I do is, I'll just write down from where the story comes. Give me a second, I'm searching for my pen. Achha, I got my pen. Okay, now, okay, anybody attend my PMP classes, be aware that there are two people interacting, the customer and the individual or organization who is doing the project. When they come to a conclusion, that's called SOW, statement of work. From the statement of work, what we do is it's called project charter. It's a high-level document which has the details. Okay, charter. Now, from project charter, what happens? We'll go to the next stage, which is called as a requirement document. Okay, we collect from the customer requirement document. From requirement document, it goes to the next stage called as project scope statement. Project scope statement. Okay, it has a more refined way of requirement. From raw requirement, it changes to refined. So, what is raw? What is refined? Raw means which you and me talk generally casually. Hey, I want this, I want that. But PSS, project scope statement, will be more defined, cleared. What is a technical factor? Everything will be defined there. From here, we get the next stage, which is called as a WBS, work breakdown structure. Inside the work breakdown structure only, we have something called WBS dictionary, the pictorial representation. Ideally, is a scope baseline. Okay, let me not go too deep inside. In WBS, we have something called a work package. Work package means a portion. For example, this room is a work package. In my whole apartment or a building or a villa, this room will be one work package. And this work package will have multiple activities. Activity 1, activity 2, activity 3. I gave an example. Activity 1 could be of lighting, activity 2 can be of soundproof. Now, Shriram, why you're explaining all this stuff? Because you should understand, we will do estimation for this activity to understand, will it take 2 days? Will it take 3 days? Will it take 8 days? Based on this, we're going to make some work here. I could not talk all the stuff because we have something called rough order of magnitude, which estimation happens at this level. We do something on the SOW level, a rough estimation. Let's not talk that now. Let's understand these factors for now. Imagining work requirement has come inside and we put the pieces into the segment and we understand each activity how much. Shriram, how do I know this activity will take this much of time? For example, I invite a specialist to make my room as a training room. I'm asking him what is a background way we have to do things. For keeping up this background stuff to be there, and this person may be expert will tell us it will take 2 days and it will take this much of material and this much of cost to make it happen. Hey, how do you know that? So recently I did the same stuff for another YouTuber who is there in the next block or next building. And for him, this much happened because his room size is bigger. Yours room size is smaller. This is how it will happen. So these are basic ground knowledge, right? That's how the estimation happens. Okay, this is a colloquial way of understanding the information. Let's go one more step forward. Now, what happened? When you do these things, there is something called dependency. Shriram, what is this dependency, man? Dependency is interesting. You found these activities. Now, between these activities or between the project to project, module to module, there could be some relation. There could be some dependency. Now, why I should know the dependency, Shriram? Because in management, dependency decides your timing. I think most of you will agree with me. Dependency decides your time, right? You want to buy something means before that some action would have happened. Then only you can buy it. If I want to go to office, there should be a swiping machine. A dependency is there. Only this swiping clears, I can get inside the office. Very basic stuff. Only when the blueprint of something comes to me, I can start my basic building construction work. Or when the design team completes the architectural design, then only I'll start my software development activity. So there are some dependencies here. Let's understand a couple of dependencies. Again, I will not jump too deep inside, but I'll give a heads up. A heads up is there is something called mandatory dependency. Mandatory, the word itself very clear, right? It says work done. It's also called as a hard logic. Hard logic. It means if this is not done, you cannot move forward. Example, the basement of the building should be done. Then only side walls can be raised, isn't it? The work of the software development should be completed. Then only the quality team can start. So there is a hard logic or mandatory dependency. Without this, you cannot go. Now, this mandatory dependency can consume 2 to 3 days extra, or maybe considering 4 days. This also plays a role in a time management. Let's not go too deep inside, but understand there is something called dependency. Let's talk discretionary. Discretionary means we inject that dependency. It's also called a soft logic. For example, in let's say my company, we get a new requirement of the project, we make a design out of it. Once a design is done, the work should start. That's a dependency way, right? But what my company is thinking is, when the design is done, we will first write the test cases. It's called test-driven development, TDD. First, write the test cases. Only after writing the test cases, start the work. It's another approach of project management. Now, this is not mandatory. It's a discretionary. I'm injecting something there voluntarily. It's my own control. If I want, I can have it, or I want to change it, I can change it. So this kind of dependency also will be in your project. Just close your eyes if you think something like this happened in my project, you will tell, yes, last week also one thing happened. There will be certain dependency made only by the team members. They inject it. We want this in this area, then only we can move forward. Rest they don't do that. Or could be something on new concepts in the market coming up. Then I want to do some POC research on that. Something can also happen. That also can be a push in the market. So point is, there could be some dependency which mandatory or could be some can be discretionary, internal, external. The English word is very clear. Something internal, something out of the company. You know why I'm learning this now? Let's imagine as a common human being. What is there? I show a first picture of a family celebrating a birthday party. A family celebrating a birthday party, I feel all this dependency will be there. But do I observe it carefully? I don't bother because I know the birthday party is within our 5 people. That too with the COVID, nobody is going to come. Even the cake delivery guy won't come. I have to go and pick up the cake. So since nobody is going to come, birthday cake should be cut by 9 p.m. After the all office calls, I have to cut it. Even if it's get delayed by 1 more hour, 10 o'clock, I don't bother. Only thing your spouse will scold you badly. Every day you won't come. Always office, office, office. You may get such kind of blessings from the spouse. That's okay. It's common. If you're fine with that, you will go. If not, you feel that I'm a senior manager in my company. In family also, I'll prove that I'm time management perfectly. Then you will start working out, okay, mandatory, discretionary, internal, external, where the time will go, how to sharpen it. There are some people in the world, in the family also, that treat as a project management. Okay, that's fun part one side. So other part is going forward, you will have these kind of things which will shape up your management system. And now you can ask me a question. Hey, do you think this all will be done in the beginning of the project? Then I should just forget and move forward? And I would tell no. It is not only the beginning, right? The mandatory, a normal dependency can turn into mandatory, right? If a COVID test those days would have been a discretionary. Now COVID test has become mandatory. In another 3-4 years, only you're done with the COVID injections, you will get a job itself. In your resume, you have to tell that Covaxin first shot, second shot done in 2021. Then only they'll call you for job interview. Then only comes PMP. After COVID shot, only PMP will be there. We don't know. Things can change. So what you think as a normal can change. So project can keep fluctuating. We have to keep a watch on that. That's pretty important. Sure, why you're telling this to me? If you question me, you are in the management role. You are a project manager or you are going to be a project manager. Either way, you should possess that knowledge, which is important, which is unimportant. Okay, let's move a little more. There is a question from Pravina. Can we call a pilot process within a project or also called a discretionary dependency? Pilot process can be. If that is going to hold your project time, telling that let's complete the pilot, then we go for it. Definitely it is a discretionary. Good thought, Pravina. Fantastic. Let's move. I have put something. People who are in PMP classes with us for a long time would have seen these images few times. There are few ways of estimating the duration, how long your work will take. What are the estimations? If you see here, there are 4 items given here. Quick run through. If you see analogous, parametric, these two are very famous. You just type in Google, you will get what is analogous. Nothing but historical information. It's a very common methodology followed hundreds and thousands of years. Historically, this is how it is. You tell that if I do a project today, I will look back 2 years back, 1 year back, 6 months back. In my company, something like this happened. If I see something like that, I'll just copy paste it. We all love copy pasting, right? We just copy paste it. Analogous. Majority of the projects are copy paste. You may see a senior director in a company, senior portfolio manager in a company, CEO of a company. All these people will show high funda, but all funda guys will copy paste only, mostly. Only few people will go to the ground and get the detail. I'll go to that area. So analogous is copying from, nothing wrong in copy paste, but copy the right data. If you copy the wrong data, you screwed up. So analogous is copy of the historical information. Something like this happened, right? The accuracy level is low. Parametric estimation. You will copy the historical information. Also, you have some of the database information of your current project. It's a mix of parameter of your current project, some parameter. If I copy from some other project, let's say my room is 1,000 square feet, other room is years back we did is 1,200 square feet. I will play with my data. I will use some algorithm to understand how to get match with my historical information and my current information. So analogous, parametric, both are historical. Both has an average of what is say that accuracy level little low. In the bottom, you see something called bottom-up estimation. It's a most famous one where the technician or technical people who is working on the task gives a detail. I call some technician to set up my background screen. So this person will tell that, Shriram, this will take 5 hours to do. This need this much of time and money. So this person is an expert. So when the SME gives that, it makes sense. Still, there will be some up and down. I'm not saying no, but close to the value. So accuracy level is a little high, but cost is going to be there. I have to call an expert to set up this stuff. To set up my room ready, I have to call an expert, for which some estimation has to be done, for which that guy has to come here. So you have to incur some cost. I'm just giving an example of this. In a big project, a lot of other costs also will be there. So cost is involved into it, but accuracy level is high. Then comes 3-point estimation, which is a formula based. What is the formula? You all learned in the class, called as PERT, P-E-R-T, right? Program, Evaluation, and Review Technique. There are two formulas for that. Let's not get to the formula now. So now analogous parametric 3-point and bottom up estimation. Should I mean exam questions will become, of course, questions will be there, but no calculations. PMI has totally stopped the calculation. You people are directly blessed by angel. Shriram, why Shriram? When I was doing exam or some year back, we used to get a lot of questions. 18 to 20 questions will be mathematical. If you're a good math person, you'll be happy. If you don't like math, PMI will be crazy exam for you. But totally they removed it. So be happy. Okay, quick heads up. That's on the 4 sides, right? Okay, let's me go a little more. What you saw is a predictive nature. Analogous parametric 3-point bottom up predictive nature. Shriram, what is predictive nature? I am well aware of what work I'm going to do. If that's the case, a predictive nature. If I want to modernize my home kitchen, I'm pretty aware of what I'm going to do, for which I can use analogous parametric 3-point any estimation is fine, because the way of work is like that. Let's go a little bit on adaptive nature, because in exam, you're going to get little questions on agile also. So what I do is a couple of slides, I'm going to explain little agile estimation. I don't go deep, but I'll give estimation. Now, in this could be from your PMI's PMBOK 6th edition. By the way, one thing, don't run too many books in the market. Somebody giving me 200 pages, 100 pages, don't go for it. Read a quality book. Quality book means read PMBOK 6th edition, number 1 quality. Number 2, if you want to read Rita 10th edition, there you stop. Don't go with every author in the world. All these authors are taking the content from PMBOK 6th edition, putting their own language and giving to you. But when you go to exam, it won't be question from their language. A question will be from PMBOK language. What you will do then? So better learn, write book, write standard. Don't run with here and there. A message. The reason is I'm seeing many people buying this book, that book, 100 page, 200 page, 50 page, 2-page PMP exam book. You have to spend time, right? Leadership is not easy. Okay. Coming back. Now, trends is in PMBOK book. This is written in a PMBOK book, PMBOK 6th edition. Trending. What they call trending is market is moving because of a lot of uncertainty. Shriram, uncertainty is very new. You mean only this millennial generation of yo-yo? We are the guys who are very uncertain. Don't think like that. There's agility and uncertainty. They're talking from 1951 from a NASA project. Even before that, it is there, but this is what documented. See, uncertainty is not new to the world. It's very common. But because of the speed of wheel, Shriram, what is the speed of wheel? The greatest innovation of a human being is considered as a wheel. You know the wheel, right? The car, bus, wheel. That's what greatest innovation in the world. And fire. How to create fire. This is the greatest innovation in the time period. Now the wheel speed started going high. Earlier it was a bullock cart. Then slow moving steam engine trains were there. Now they moved to the diesel. Then they moved to electrical. Then they went to magnetic bullet train. So you can look at the speed of the wheel. The more the speed of the wheel, the more the changes are happening. Really? Really? That's how we have to see. Not that's how I can see. I'm reading the historical books, how human evolution happened. In that book, when I read, I'm getting a mindset because of the wheel getting speeder, things are changing. Some may agree with me, some may don't agree with me. That's okay. That's my assumption. Now, coming back here, this uncertainty is common for so many years on their timeline. Each timeline had uncertainty, but currently our timeline is also having some uncertainty. You may think we are so fast. Don't be surprised. After 50 years, we may be the slowest creature in the world. Your grandchildren will tell you, what an old man you are. Guys, you wasted your life. Somebody can tell you, who knows? Who knows the next generation can be more faster than us? We don't know. So point here is uncertainty and unpredictability is shaking the market very drastically. If this is the case, some of the projects, not all, some of the projects which has to deliver value cannot go in a speed of traditional way. Those are the projects which has to run a little faster. So you can't blindly tell all the projects run faster. Some need to run faster. So how to run it faster? We have certain approach. It's called as iterative approach. Iterative means repeatedly. Repeatedly, you're going to make a small plans and keep moving forward. By the way, if anybody missed to know how to iterative incremental works, join tomorrow's PMP online session where I'm going to talk first 2 days will be purely about project management methodology, iterative, incremental, agile, all I will talk. But for now, quick heads up to you is we have something called iterative. What is this iterative? See, certain requirements are very clear. I can take it one chunk, plan it as a long stretch. Next 6 months, this work will be done. Very good. Because I know the requirement very clear. You remember 15-20 minutes back, I gave a clue that timing of the project is well decided by the scope of the project and risk of the project. Two things I said, scope, risk. This decides a project very well. At the same time, the scope also changes your timeline of the project. Some of my customers telling that, Shriram, I know what I want, but don't ask me more detailed now. Why, man? See, give me some time here. Show me some usable component. Then I will tell you what I want next. This is very common nature now, right? Many people say that, show me some portion. Then my brain will start working. So you are a dump, you don't know anything? No, not like that. I know, but I don't want to overthrow everything now so that you also come to a wrong assumption. And the end of the day, when you deliver it, it won't be what I want. Rather, let's do some small portion. Okay, show me. I will also feel happy what it is. Then we'll tune further until it gets a best shape. Man, but they charge you more. That's okay. Yeah, let's do this. Because end of the day, if customer value is not there, what's the purpose of spending money? Instead of 10 million, I can spend to 11 million, but I get the best product in the world where nobody can get it. So the people mindset started changing in the last 50, 60 years that let's do in an iterative way. I mean, repeatedly. Iterative word goes very repetitive, isn't it? So the requirement starts flowing in a repetitive fashion and we're tuning it furthermore. There are some more terminology called incremental, some more terminology called agile, under agile, scrum, kanban. I don't want to go too deep inside in this a short period of time, but give an idea that trends are moving in a way in the market that certain work will work on an iterative cycle, repeated cycle to get the correctness of the answer. Now, Shriram, why we are talking that here? If you question me, usually if it is a bridge construction or if it is a marriage function, we will plan it in advance. Shriram, why do you connect a bridge and a marriage? Marriage is the biggest event in the family, isn't it? It has a date specifically mentioned, January 24, marriage. So you know the date, a big event, a lot of family members, a lot of events. You may be any part of the world, marriage is one of the biggest events. You agree or disagree, any culture you come from, any language you speak, marriage is the biggest event. You go to church, you go to mosque, you go to temple, big event, a date marked. Now this will have a lengthy plan, clear plan. You don't want to mess up on the day of the marriage. Well, perfect. There is something bridge construction. A bridge construction, the parliament member or Senate member says that date Jan 24, bridge will be open. Date has been confirmed. You have to work towards the date, make it happen. Big plan, systematic plan needed. Now, here also dependency is there. Here also needs are there. But still the point here is the goal is not going to change. The goal is that's a goal. Marriage is a goal, bridge is a goal, nothing changed. So you can move towards the same target. Speed will go up and down, but you will reach it. Okay. Shriram, what is a fun, man? Tell me something fun. If you ask me something fun, let's go to Agile project. Agile project, the goal will change. Seriously. Initially, they'll ask something. Give me a travel application and a website. Fantastic, man. Super goal. What do you want? Make it happen by January 24. This website go. Okay, done. Let's start the work. When the work started, they will tell, can you make this as a mobile application? You said web, right? Okay, change it to mobile application. Okay, let's start. Mobile application. When you do mobile application, think for 200 countries using the same mobile application. Man, you said only for 2 countries, right? You said only for Europe and other places. Now you're seeing 200 countries. Come on, yeah, that's how my market demand is very high. Okay, then what do you want? They start adding more because imagination is high. People uncertainty is high. So they keep adding more. They see that, okay, let's not make a big plan. Let's make a chunk of small plan so that even the goal moves or changes, I can change my direction. That's a way it's right. Okay, coming to the point here, you have something called changing directions. That's the reason we go for an iterative approach. And we have something called on-demand scheduling. Shriram, what is on-demand? You saw predictive approach, analogous, parametric, 3-point, you saw that. And you saw something called iterative. On-demand is, there'll be queue of item, list of item. The development team or the team which is going to do the work, they will pick which item they can do on their availability, right? If I am available, I'll pick up to do the work. And this also has some timeline. This also has some way of delivery, all are there. Sometimes you call it under Kanban model. If you heard about Kanban, Kanban is one of the famous model from 1953 from Toyota. They're following for a long time, but in 2000, it picked up with the information technology industry. So Kanban is one of the on-demand model. You on demand, you pull the work and do the work. Okay, good. I just give a heads up on iterative and this model. Let me go a little more down. Hope you're getting something today. You're learning something. Okay, let's go a little more on the agile factors. Some terminologies I'll give you. In agile, there are certain terminologies used, like epic is one of the terminology. Epic means a big piece of work. Okay, and we have something called features. We have something called user story and task is there. This we see very less because user story at the level it stops. Epics is a big feature. If I want to tell for the banking statement, in the banking statement, if I say anything I want to do for retail customers, retail, this is going to be one epic. Another epic can be corporate, right? Corporate can be another epic. So these are epics at the high level. Under retail, for retail customer, I want to give a lot of features. Many features I will deliver to the customer. So under features, there could be multiple user stories. User stories is collection of small piece of work which will make a feature to work. Feature is collection of stories. I'll show one example now. For now, I understand that there is a way it's used. Shriram, is it a ruled, is it a mandatory way, mandatory steps? Not at all. Some use epic for feature, some use feature for epic interchangeably. But usually market, they use feature is a very common terminology. Rather pushing these words, I will give one example. You will get better now. Okay, here it is. I'm showing something called estimation techniques. Okay, I'm not going deep inside, but I'm giving some clarity for you in estimation. Usually, the projects what we take in Agile, we have to do some estimation. What this estimation is done under something called cone of uncertainty. There is a person called Boham. This Boham has defined something called cone of uncertainty. It means when you start the project, the uncertainty level will be very broad. It means I may not have clarity what kind of work it is, how much time it will take. So I cannot give an absolute estimation. So what I give is I give a rough estimation or relative estimation. So I'll tell a piece of work can be called as a small work. Another piece of work can be called as large work. Some other piece of work can be called as Excel work. If you ask me how long it will take to do this room, I'll tell this room is medium work. How long it will take to make your living room? My living room is so bigger. It is around 3,000 square feet. Then I'll tell it will take Excel. I'll call it as Excel. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to group my list of work by t-shirt sizing. This is called t-shirt sizing. Here, no absolute estimate. No absolute. Absolute means what? Numbers. Telling that it will take 10 days, 15 days, no absolute. It gives only some sizing here. Okay, let's not go too deep inside, but understand that there is something called cone of uncertainty. And in agile projects, mostly they use this kind of estimation. And they know that a medium work will take hardly 10 days to complete. If this is 10 days, Excel can take 25 days to complete. So if in a project, there are 20 medium works and there are 100, so let's say 10 Excel work. So 20 into number of days, 10 into number of days, you'll get the overall project timeline. Again, I'm giving a rough time. So in a project, an expert who's there in the project management for a long time will tell, man, these many medium features are there, these many Excel features are there, these many small features are there. Then they'll put a rough order of magnitude ROM and give an estimation. Okay, that's not the point we're going to talk now. We're going to talk something interesting. I'll go to that. Time running faster. I'm seeing only 10 more minutes for us. Oh my God. Already 40 minutes gone. By the way, imagine yourself as a technical person. Shriram, I'm from construction industry. I'm from this industry. It's okay. It's okay. For now, assume yourself you're a technical person. What is your technical job? You are going to bring up something called Zoom application. Zoom is already there, man. What I'm going to do? Imagine that you are going to do a Zoom application. In this Zoom application, we have set of features. Shriram, what are the features? When I say features, I will tell I have a feature of video conferencing. That's what you're doing video now. I have an audio. I have a chat message. These three I called as a features. With this feature only, Zoom works well. I think this is a basic feature, right? If you are a technical person, I'm asking you to estimate how much of time will take to complete this work. Some will tell 5 days, 6 days, 8 days. That's also possible. Now, what the market is saying is the moment you start putting a time, it is not going to be perfect because absolute estimate doesn't work most of the time. Right? There is something Parkinson's law is that we'll talk about that in the classes. There is something called Parkinson's law, which consumes all the time. Even though the work completes on 5th day, you will drag up to 8th day to say that 8 days it took over because your management will doubt your estimation technique. So what you do is even 5th day you complete, rest of 3 days you sit and read PMP until it took 8 days. Okay, let's not go too deep inside. Now, what Agile book says is we are working with the knowledge workers. For knowledge workers, there could be different technical knowledge mindset. Same work, a person can complete in 2 hours, another person can take 2 days of time. So better go by relative sizing. What is relative sizing? The moment you say relative sizing, you have to look at these 3 icons and tell me which is big, small, medium. What is Shriram? Small, medium, large. If you know small, medium, large, your brain can think better. That's what the book says. It's also working in the market. Okay, let me try it out. Now, what I'm going to try now is there are 3 features to be delivered. I'm asking you as a technical person. Now, tell me which one is the smallest in this 3? Which one is the smallest in this 3? Smallest feature. Video, audio, chat. Which is the smallest feature? Jasmine says chat is the smallest feature, Shriram. Okay. Okay, let me see some more message from people. Do anybody want to say which is the smallest feature in this? Imagine yourself technical guy. Okay. Guruji says chat. Vijaya says it depends. Okay. Right. It depends. Okay. Many goes, it depends. Okay. So now, first thing the team will identify, I'll tell you the reality. If you give this 3 kind of features, they'll first identify which is the smallest one. And after identifying the smallest one, they'll give one number for it. That number will follow something called Fibonacci sequence. If you see here, it's called Fibonacci sequence. It is called 1, 2, 3, 5. How it works? 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 2, it will become 3. 3 plus 2, it will become 5. 3 plus 5, it will become 8. 8 plus 5. It means something exponentially goes. It means 5 is these times bigger than 3. So it shows the biggerness. It shows a relative sizing. It's going to show. I'll give you an example here. So I'm seeing the chat message. Some people telling audio can be smaller. Okay. Now, a person knows that technically, a technical person will tell that audio can be a small one. And this person tells this, I will give 1 point. If you give me some scale like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, then I'll give my audio as 1 point. It's the smallest work. What it mean by 1 point, Shriram? It means in the Zoom application, if I want to bring that audio mic icon in the bottom, that work to be done, I will give 1 point. 1 story point. Shriram, what is 1 story point? Maybe I'll work 4 hours to bring that color icon, another 3 hours to make the sound to work through my mic, 1 hour for testing. whole, maybe one story point. One story point can be 4 hours, can be 8 hours, can be 16 hours. It's up to the team. Nobody asked the question of how many hours. What is the value of it? It's 1 point. Now comes a game. The moment they identify this is the smallest one in this all three, now the relative starts. If this is 1, what can be the size of the camera? If this is 1, what can be the size of the camera? Now see the number there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 20. Now tell me, if this is 1, mic means 1, then what is the size of the camera? Just tell me the relative sizing, relatively. If this is this much, what is the size of this? Let me see your number. Somebody says 3. Somebody says 2. Okay. Anybody can give any number. Okay. There'll be a lot of number given in the room, and they'll start discussing why you say 2, why you say 3. And people start arguing about it. I won't use argue, healthy discussion. Tell that, yeah, I agree. Camera is not easy, man. In camera, a lot of functionality is there. You have to bring HD, high definition. I don't think camera going to be easy. Mic is okay, but camera will consume more time. Okay, by the way, I'm just giving a number here. So somebody in the group says that if this is 1, camera definitely goes 5 points. There could be discussion, why 5, all 5. But what do you mean by 5 points, Shriram? It means Monday to Friday, they'll work on the same camera? Not at all. 5 can consume 10 days also. But as per this team, this work, I will give you 5 points. Okay, why? Because in this team, mic is 1 point. So the cam can be 5 points. Oh, okay. If this is 1 and that is 5, what could be chat now? Can somebody tell me what is the chat number? Now give relative sizing. Relative, use the word relative. Relatively, what is the size now? Now assess the time. I mean, give the number for 3 or 4. Vijaya says could be 3 or 4. Very good. Very good. 0.5. Kirby says 0.5. Many things chat is easy. Actually, chat is not easy, right? You have to share files in the chat message. You have to give a lot of group chat you have to do. How do you do that? It's not easy functionality. I just said chat. Chat is not easy. Chat can have multiple functionality inside that. You have to copy the content. You have to send the file. You have to make a group chat, group video call from there. What all you will do? Possible, right? So, right. 3 story point. Anyway, by the way, I'm also just giving a number to make you all understand. So somebody tells in the group, Shriram, this can be 3, man. So if mic is 1, chat can be 3. Okay. Or vice versa also, you can be, chat can be 1, mic can be 3. Okay. Just to make you understand. Then camera can become 5. Now point here is, this is called relative sizing. How this relativeness happens is purely on the team's strength. If I have a team of 5 people, 10 people, they're technically sound of creating this audio video in their computers, they will give this. I will take the same work to a team working in Google computers. Okay, Google main office, I'm taking them. I'm telling them that, can you do these features? Somebody will tell, cam will take only 2 points. Then what is a mic? Mic is 0.5, not more than that. Chat may be 1, because that's their ability. So ability to ability differs. You cannot tell every team will give the same point. That is the reason they use a relative sizing, right? Okay, I don't want to jump everything in the 15 minutes itself. In the class, we learn more about it. But for your information, this is the information of how the estimation happens. But this is not your PMP exam questions. They don't ask us in PMP exam right now. In future, it may come. For now, they're not asking. If you're doing PMI-ACP exam, these questions will be there. That is story point estimation will come there. It is on ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner exams, not in PMP right now, but just understand this. Right. I hope you got a little information, even though I didn't go so deep inside, but thought of giving some info for you. Okay. That's good. That's good. I think we're coming close to the time. Quickly touching on some factors for you. In Agile, in schedule management or things, how it works is, as I said a little early, you will have a relative sizing. You made a release plan. A release could be of release 1, release 2, release 3. In a release 1, I may give a 1 chunk of functionality to the customer. Release 2, another chunk. Release 3, another chunk. So, what is the duration here? Could be 3 months. Every quarter will give a release. Could be 2 months. Could be 1 month. It's up to the team. They decide. A release can have multiple iterations. If anybody new to Agile here, iterations is nothing but a repetitive work of maybe 1 week, or it could be 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks, or could be 4 weeks. If you come from Scrum background, they use a word called sprint. But actual original word from Agile book is iteration, right? Iteration. So how many days this will be, Shriram? If it is 2 weeks, it will be 10 days, 10 working days, right? That's how it is. Now, in this 10 working days, what they're going to do, they'll have set of features. Feature A. I said now, right? Feature means camera is a feature. Now, a cam is a feature. A mic is a feature. Under this camera, you will bring a lot of stories. Sure, what is camera? What is feature? Okay, if you confuse it, in the Zoom application, video camera is a feature. Only when that feature works, you're able to see me, I can see you, right? So that's a feature. To bring that video camera working in the Zoom, they have to do some internal work, right? Subclass work. You can, in WBS, a terminology called activities. Here it is called as user stories and tasks. Those all will be given in one iteration. Like this, they will do iteration 2, iteration 3, iteration 4, iteration 2. See, one thing you understand, you come from a predictive nature of project. Don't get scared of Agile. In fact, Agile is the most easiest thing. Many people feel, man, Agile, I'm allergic. Actually, Agile is pretty easy because whatever you do in a mass level, they shrink it and do in 2 weeks of time. What you do as a 6 months is done in 10 days, but in a repetitive way. That's all. Nothing new here. Same concept, same dosa in a different form. That's how they're given here. But point is, you have to understand those wordings like user story, feature, iteration, story points. So those are the areas you'll feel, oh man, something new, but actually nothing new. Very simple, right? So that's the reason you find a lot of people in IT industry. Don't think that IT people is very, all are from NASA and ISRO, nothing. Very simple, easy concept. Some areas are slightly tough, I agree. You should have some domain knowledge. You should have some mathematical knowledge, I agree. If not, it's easily doable. Shriram, where can I read this, man? You all explaining this. Some I understand, some I don't understand. Where can I read this? If you ask me, if you want to read about Agile concepts well, go to the book of Mike Griffith. Go to the chapter number 5. Mike Griffith, chapter number 5. In chapter number 5, it's called Adaptive Planning. That's a chapter name. In this chapter, these things are well explained. Point by point, they explain. Read that. 1. If you want to read how Agile works, go to Agile Practice Guide released by PMI. That book, go to chapter number 3. Right? The life cycle of Agile will be explained. Well explained. Again, I'll tell you, don't hunt too many books in the market. These are the books, what I'm telling you, very standard books. If you read hardly one chapter, you'll understand fantastically. With examples, that's important. Oh man, I'm beating the time. Let me take a couple of questions to see how much we got it, right? Let's go. Hope it's useful so far. You got some knowledge. Let's take a question here. Find out the keyword in the question before you go to the answer. Your company has previously run other projects similar to the one you are currently managing. What is the best way to use that information? What is the best way of using information? What's your thought? I started seeing answers here. Can someone tell me the keyword in the question you see? You see some keyword there. Similar projects. Okay. Similar projects. I'm seeing the word as similar projects. Okay. If you see here, as previously run other projects which is similar, something close to this, they've done it. So what happened? When you see something close to this, you start using it, right? What do? You check your OPA, organizational process assets. How do some people went with the B? How do you went with the B? See, check the organizational process assets for lessons learned and other information. Some of them went with the B. Why? Use parametric estimation to estimate your project based on the past project. I think you people are driven by this word. Did you went by this word? God, man. See, they're asking what is the best way to use the information? What is the best way information? Isn't it? So when they say information, check the OPA. God's sake, man. It's the most simplest question, yeah? But like this only we'll miss it. You know what, in PMP exam, people answer toughest question correctly. You give a simple question, they'll make a mistake. So do somebody agree? Simple question, they make mistake. You see some cricket batsman, toughest bowling, they'll bat well. A simple ball will come, it'll take off the bails and stump will go off. So be a little careful. That's why I gave a very simple question. Okay, it's okay. It's a part of learning. So what you do is, let's go over one more question. Okay, here is a question. Now read carefully. Okay. More than a keyword here, there is something. It's about the explanation, I believe. You have to read it carefully. Okay, I can see people on YouTube, they're also giving correct answers there. Similar CB, very good, very good. I can see answer starts coming up. Let me show the keyword which you have to watch out. He is not sure which is which. They're asking you to explain it. If you get that clue, it'll be clear. See, be very careful in PMP exam. The last sentence, last but one sentence, very important. I see many of the people going to main exams, they're preparing nearly 2000 questions by practicing exams. And they think that from this 2000 questions only, some question will come on the main exam. If we have such a thought, just forget it. If you go to main exam, every question is going to be new question. Even though you practice 10,000 questions, when you go and sit in the PMP exam hall, every question is a new question. So you're going to resolve a question in the exam hall. Why you practice means you're practicing how to resolve. That's it. How to resolve. There you stop. Okay. So that's a knack you have to learn now. Good. I can see answers coming up really well in the chat also. Right. Crashing the projects at cost. What is crashing? Do anybody remember? In the classes we would have learned, crashing means adding more resources. Add more resources. If you have a rich uncle, you can add all resources. Or sometimes a non-critical path activity, people are there, material are there, pull them out, add into project work. Okay, we learned that in critical path. What is fast track? Fast track is, instead of going in a sequential way, you try to go in a parallel way. Shriram, how come, man? Something sequential can become parallel. What to do? Your sponsor, Sheikh Abdullah, says, if you don't do that, I will fire you. So what you do, instead of doing sequential, you do parallel. Automatically it happens. So that's why the hard risk happens, right? The risk getting added. Okay, that's a message for you on the compression technique. This is called schedule compression. Very good. I don't see not even one mistake. Most of you correct. Sam Kumar, Sushma. Okay, people are answering well. Thanks in YouTube. Last question. Okay, don't worry. Last question. Let's hit this and say good night for the day. I pulled one 10-story point stuff. Let's see how much you can think of it. Okay, I have people here in Agile, non-Agile. Let us see how much you are contributing. Let's see that. So your team committed to delivering 10 story points this iteration. Okay, if anybody here from non-Agile team, 10 story points could be different stories. Could be, let's imagine there were a story. You took a story, right? One story is a video camera, video. For that, we gave how many points? 5 points. Then we have a mic. For mic, we took how much? How many points we say for mic? 3, right? 3 or 1? I think it's 1. I think it's 1. I forgot it. Okay. Then for chat, 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 I put 3. Let me make it as, okay, let it be 3. So it becomes a 9. Let's imagine one more story is there, some other story. So 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1, it becomes totally 10. This is what they agreed to deliver in 10 days of time. 10 days. 10 days they agreed to deliver. Shriram, what is agreed, man? Agreed means overall as a team, we tell, guys, we will do this. We'll win the World Cup. Okay. But it look like you will only complete 8. It means you are capable of completing only video and chat. Rest of the item not completed. Now tell me what you do. Shriram, come on, man. If you don't do in 10 days, do it next day, 11th day, 12th day, 13th day. Who stops you? Huh? Anyway, a company is going to give you salary every 30 days. Why you worry? If it's not 10 days, do on 11th day. Is it answer? Is it answer? But agile people, what they say is, man, no. See, some people tell you extend the iteration. Instead of 10th day, do 11th day. But agile people says, no. That's not the nature we work. Add more resource to them. No. That's not the way. Because we agreed, we will do it within this. Then complete 8 points and put the 2 back to the backlog. This looks pretty new for the people who are not from Agile because they completed up to this. They're putting mic and another operation backlog. Shriram, what is backlog? Backlog means list of work to be done. That this work will go back there. What it means is if you say 10 days, exactly 10th day, you will stop. There is no extension. You stop. In 10th day, however work you've done, how much ever work you've done, there you stop. So Shriram, what will happen to the rest of the work? Rest of these 2 work will go back to requirement document list. That is nothing but backlog. What's the purpose of putting there, Shriram? There we have a product owner who is responsible to decide whether next 10 days this work to be done or something more important is pending. For example, Zoom had a problem of security patch issue. You remember last year? This time we have a security problem. Now imagine 10th day evening, we come to know that security problem is there. We have to fix it immediately. Will I make my team to work on security or I will work on mic problem? I will give first importance to security. Security is important. This is the beauty of Agile, where you don't overcommit of all the item. You will commit one set of work. You will complete on 10th day. Again, you will relook which is important at present. Not what I thought 3 months back. Today, what is important? Today, more than mic, more than chat message, security is important in Zoom. Let's implement right now. You all would have observed Zoom security issue fixed in 2 to 3 days. Everybody got the update patch. Nobody spoke about it now. Still, Zoom was a top one. When the security issue came, many people even argued with me, Shriram, no, ShriLearning, you are in the very risky area. Zoom, come out. Let's go to, what is it, WebEx, the old uncle software. We'll go there. I said, no, man, let's wait. Within 2 days, they gave a patch. That is what important. Hope you got it. God's sake, I'm beating the time. The answer goes here, like, will you, right? Fantastic. This is all. Anyway, I couldn't go so deep inside. I just gave a heads up to you. We will talk more in the classes. If anybody part of the class, join back the classes, we'll listen. We'll have more conversation there. That's good from our side. I know it took like 13, 14 minutes, but I feel it's worth sharing time with you. So what we do in ShriLearning, first thing, we help people to understand PMP. Understand PMP. After that only you clear the exam. Clearing exam is second. First is understanding PMP. When you understand, automatically clear the examination. We also do ACP. What is ACP, Shriram? Agile Practice Guide, right? We also help for scaled Agile. Shriram, what is scaled Agile? Scaled Agile is advanced Agile. Shriram, advanced means it will be like a MBBS doctorate, nothing. Just a little bit extra, that's it. If one can read PMP, you can read anything in the life. That's what I'll tell you, right? So PMP is one interesting paper. Read well, do well. We are happy to support you. If somebody don't know about ShriLearning, that's a number given there. Email ID is there. Message us, call us. We are happy to help you. Right? That makes us to come off end of this Friday. So is this happening every Friday, Shriram? Yes, I'm trying my best to make it as every Friday, even though I have my office work. But Fridays, happy to meet you all so that you all also get knowledge. I too get energy meeting you all, right? So next Friday, some more session is there. Shriram, how do I know next Friday what it is? Do one thing, go to YouTube, go to ShriLearning channel. We have given for the month of June what all going to happen. Mark it in your calendar as a notification. The moment you mark it, you will get a hint immediately that this session is going to happen. So how I plan this session? I'm planning one session with a more leadership and project management concept. One session you will get more agile concept, right? So let's use it, learn it. Either you go for PMP exam or use it in a day-to-day life. It's up to you, right? Let's use it. Once again, thanks all for participating. I'll give you another 5-6 minutes. If anybody have any question towards the examination, you are free to ask either YouTube or here. Let me give 5 minutes time. Let's listen any questions are here. Yesterday, I was receiving one question from a person. Okay. And this person was asking, Shriram, even though I read a lot of questions, a lot of practice, still, when I go to exam hall, it is consuming more time in a sense when I get so immersed into one question. I'm not saying I don't like the question. I like the question. But what I'm doing is, even though I know it is a correct answer, I'm reading it very carefully second time, more carefully again third time. Then only I'm answering it. That gives me a satisfaction. But when I look back, my time has already gone. What to do? Anybody have this kind of problem? Saying that I take a lot time for some questions, not all questions, some questions, right? I think some of them have that problem. Okay, sometimes. Okay, I'm seeing some chat messages sometimes. Okay, now messages, we can't avoid it because we are a human being. We are not a machine. You're not a machine, right? Tuck, 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 read. No, it won't work. You are a human being. It's okay. 10 or 15 questions, if you consume time like that, well and good. But don't do for all the question. Sharma, how to restrict it? If you ask me, as I tell all the time, when you take a full exam, first 60 questions, give yourself 90 minutes of time. Sharma, what is 90 minutes? 1.5 hours. From the time the exam started, allow yourself 1.5 hours for first 60 questions. Usually, in the first 60 questions only, we will read those kind of mindset. In the sense, read first time, second time, third time. Because first 60 questions, your mind will be very careful. Second 60 questions, what will happen, Shriram? Second 60 questions, it is something like your married life after 5 years. What is married life after 5 years? BAU. You will become a routine person. You wake up, you do this, you come back, sleep, go back, office, earn money, come back. After 5 years, how will you live a married life? That is called second 60 questions. Third 60 questions after your retirement life. So if you take 60, 60, 60, this is how the exam questions are. And I don't want to make a fun of exam, but what I'm telling is first 60 questions are very crucial. It's like a newly married life. You'll be very careful, right? That's how life is. So allow first 60 questions, 90 minutes, thinking you're newly married. Then second 60, you know what life is. Third, what life is. Okay, that's a point. So answering the question the person asked me, why I'm reading few times is, one, chances are you still didn't understand the keywords in the questions. If you don't understand the keywords, you have to read it 2 to 3 times. That's possible. Because we are not a native English people. We are not native English. Even though we speak English good, even though we put a lot of YouTube video, even though I get people from 20 different countries, I'm not a native English person. I cannot pronounce it. I may not read as a person who reads great vocabulary. It won't work. Now, Shriram, how to improve this, man? So I have to start watching a lot of Shakespeare dramas. I should read a lot of Hollywood movies. I would say no. Those are fun activities. What to do is the easy way is there. Go to Pembroke book. There are some 25 pages of PMI vocabulary. The keywords are given there. Read it 2 times, max and max 3 times. you will become very perfect. Then you read a question. In case that particular word, what you read there, it's there in the question, one word, enough. Your brain will process like anything. I again repeat, believe your brain. It has amazing ability. It can catch up, right? Trust your brain, it will work. So that's one answer I want to give the people. Great. With this, we'll come to the end of the session. Thanks all for being here on this Friday. Let's catch up, good rest. People coming for tomorrow morning Agile classes, welcome. Tomorrow evening, we have PMP classes. You are welcome. Let's have a good weekend, colorful. Thanks a lot. Have a great Friday and keep looking for our YouTube channels. We'll post a lot more success stories. Thanks a lot.